Heyo everyone, it's AJ, and today it's Monday. And you know what that means? It's Bungo Monday! Yeah! Oh, and today is a good day because finally, my volume of Beast Volume 3 came in. Happy days! Oh, got to love it. Oh, and the pain that comes with this volume. Oh, honestly, see, just getting a new volume literally just makes me fall in love with this art style like all over again. I fucking love it. And I know I say it all the time, but I love it so much. And it makes me so like hyped for like 15 years because the same artist is doing the manga version for that. Like, oh yes. Fingers crossed for Stormbringer as well, but hey ho. So we follow off where obviously the last volume ended, which is Akutagawa infiltrating the pork mafia and just absolutely annihilating every single person that comes in his way. Naturally so. But oh jeez, the artwork, just the depicting it, it's just fucking epic. Oh, I am going to say that a lot this video, so be warned. Literally, oh, so good. But yeah, so we have Akutagawa going through, obviously, Port Mafia headquarters. We have Atsushi basically saying to Dazai, being like, hey, so you set this up, right? Because why would he just magically appear, but without you taunting him? And it's like, is Gin actually his sister? And Dazai's just like, yeah. Like, alright, Dazai, cool. And it's just like, alright, I'm just gonna go fight him now since he's like killing all of our staff. And Dazai's just like, yeah, I'm gonna head to the pub. I'm gonna hit the bar. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll just leave you to it. Which then just like starts the rest of the whole fighting for Akutagawa, where he bumps into Kokyo first, and obviously she fights him off so that he doesn't need to fight Atsushi. So then as Akutagawa and Kyoka are fighting, and basically there's no doing like major damage to Akutagawa, and he's just snapping and just being like, no, I'm gonna now beat up a little kid. Yay! Atsushi appears to me, he's like, yeah, you're not gonna hurt her. And then they have their little like, yes, we're very broken kids / young people, and we're going to look after each other. And Akutagawa just turns around and just goes, yeah, no, you are way too fucked up for you to, in his words, share your warmth with each other. Because obviously with the blood in their hands and how many people they've killed and whatnot. And then Atsushi just hits him with the burn of, so, well, according to your theory, you and Gin cannot do the exact same thing. Oh, and there we go. Snap. Akutagawa's just going, oh, what did you say, mate? Yeah, and then that starts them fighting. Yay! With that, Akutagawa now has to fight Atsushi and Kyoka, basically just tag teaming against him because, well, Atsushi just likes to point out that, well, he's alone, at least he has Kyoka. That is until Kyoka tries to give Demon Snow a command through the phone and doesn't listen to her. Yeah, turns out that the phone isn't real, it's not correct, and Tanizaki appears just out of nowhere. Boop! Light Snow just coming out of nowhere. And with that, he makes an escape route with Akutagawa basically telling him, hey, make a fucking hole in the floor, let's get out of here. Which then leads them into basically a supply closet, and yeah, Akutagawa has nicked Kyoka as part of it. And because they have her actual phone, they basically use that against Atsushi when he eventually breaks down the door to find them because, well, cat ears. Yeah. So basically, they use the fact that Kyoka can't obviously control Demon's Know without the phone, because obviously with her not being part of the ADA, she never got fully control over her ability, so having to use it for the phone, yeah, not great. So Akutagawa just basically goes, yeah, see within the hour, Demon's Know, kill your master unless, like, I tell you otherwise. And it's like, oh shit. Which then basically puts Atsushi in the awkward position of, I need to work with this stupid guy to go find his sister and go find Dazai. Yay! And basically then that just proceeds him to, like, escort him throughout the building and ends up breaking up with Tarazaki and Kyoka. Basically, Tarazaki stays with her as they continue on to get up to Dazai. But obviously, Atsushi and Akutagawa being the two that they are, and their also loving relationship and personalities, basically snapping at each other, starting a mini fight, but lo and behold, they get stopped by Gin. And obviously, Akutagawa was like, holy fuck! Like, found you, finally, you're safe, blah 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 blah, all excited, and Gin just like, leave. Just leave. Get the fuck out of here, and I don't want to see you. It's like, Obviously, I had to go and be like, no, she's only saying this because it's what Dazai's told her to think, and everything like that. It's like, she doesn't know what she's doing. It's like, well, I'm now going to go kill Dazai so then I can get my sister back. It's like, mate, she ain't happy with you. She's literally just seen you murder a whole shit ton of people. I don't think she's really that happy to see you. And with that, we move into what I love. It's like my favourite kind of section, and it's Oda basically essentially telling his little backstory about how he got into the ADA and like basically his story within the world of Beast. But I love just how it's illustrated, because it just looks like a novel, because it's like on the wee lines and it's all written out and whatnot. Oh, I just love it the way it's just so good. And it's just like, so basically, there's like this happened and this happened and this happened, and it's just so lovely and it flows so nice. Like, it starts off basically, it's almost identical to like Dazai's entrance to the ADA, if you've read that short story, light novel. And it's the whole Light Azure case. The one that's in season 1, but actually is like added into it. Whereas like Kudakira like kind of gets like framed for all the people that got kidnapped and whatnot, just because they was caught in the camera and whatnot. So basically that was like his case instead, which then got him into the ADA, and then just kind of develops from there, and how he like still helps the orphans, and he does a wee bit of gambling, and he writes at night time and whatnot. I just love the way it's presented. It's just so nice to look at. It's just so different to like portray like how like normal like narrative is done within like manga. Usually it just comes up in the wee boxes like, here you go, but it's like he's writing his own autobiography, because it's like on lined paper. Oh, it's obviously for like the English version. So it's just a nice little like twist on it, which I just really highly appreciate. If you can't tell. I just love it. But then obviously as I'm reading it, I'm just like, oh no, here we go. This is him literally going to meet up with the Port Mafia informant, and I'm just like, no, oh no, here comes the pain, do 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 do. And basically within his little story, basically talks about how he brought in Akutagawa, and how this is now the case that he's on, in which he's trying to support him in the best way that he can, and then he's off to meet this informant and basically doing what he can to make sure that Akutagawa's safe and gets his sister and whatnot. And then he turns up at Lupin, and lo and behold, who is at the bar? And it's Dazai, and it's like, long time no see, Urasaku. And as I read once again, My heart breaks in two. I fucking hate the bar scene. It breaks my heart. And that's the only bit we get in this volume. So I'm looking forward to when we get volume 4, the last volume, which has the most prettiest cover. I fucking love it. And I'm just going to be crying for like probably the first chunk of it, because it'll probably start off with the bar. And it's gonna suck. Because from there, it like we go back to Atsushi and we find out what happened to him and why he's so messed up within the Port Mafia, and we basically get the backstory about how he disobeyed a Dazai order and ended up basically traumatizing himself through guilt. That's essentially the best way to put it. As Dazai basically told him, yeah, so you're never to go to the orphanage like ever again. Obviously, they treated you horrifically, X, Y, and Z. And Ashley been like, well, no, I'm now the leader of like, I've got a wee group now. I've got some police that I've got ties with, and they can just like shove it away. It's all good and dandy in the hood. Yeah, so he goes there and tries to confront the basically the head guy that basically abused him for all these years, and starts having a panic attack essentially as like they're in the room together, like the door automatically locks and he's just like talking to him. It's like, yes, this is your graduation day, I'm very proud that you've came on this day, blah 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 blah. Actually being like, what are you doing? Because he's like, I've got a box for you, I've got a gift for you, kind of thing. It's like, this is your graduation present. And actually he's going through a million things. It's like, is it a bomb? Is it a gun? Is it this? And then it just turns out it's just a fucking watch. Because there was a whole big deal with the fact in the orphanage nobody could have a clock or a watch or anything like that, because everything was dictated by basically these bells that would say it signified their time and whatnot. And if you had a clock, you basically had control over your independence. And that was a whole fucking metaphor on it, and it just happened on the day that actually went was also his birthday, and basically decided that on this day he was going to make a new life for himself and basically get rid of the orphanage, essentially, like the trauma that he has with the orphanage. But then he just created more, because then he just like killed the guy when he tried to present him with the gift. Yeah. So he's a little bit messed up from that, and it clearly shows he's a wee bit damaged. And with that is the end of volume 3. But see this art style that just depicts like how crazy, like especially for like Akutagawa and Atsushi, just like seeing their like mental psyches just going so haywire. It is perfect. It's just so I actually just can't think of good words for it. It's just so nice. Even though it's not, obviously, because like they're like breaking and whatnot, like mentally shattered and whatnot. But just how edgy the art style, like the roughness and whatnot, just accurately depicts like them fucked. And it's why I love this series so much. Also, the art style is just perfect. I love it. And I can't wait for the last volume, whenever it's coming out, because it was meant to be December, and then the last time I checked, it like, oh yeah, it's now January, and I'm like, can you stop getting delayed? It's the most prettiest cover. But, and obviously it's like essentially the most like heartbreaking part. Well, for me personally anyway, within like the Beast story. But I'm so excited to have that completed. At least like say it's like January. Let's go with January. And it's so nice. But anyway, let me know down below your little thoughts on the volume. Like Are you excited for the last volume? Oh, the pain that's going to come with it. It's just going to be great. Yay! And let me know what was your favourite part of the volume. And tell me if I'm just a wee bit over exaggerating about how much I love that Oda chapter in the backstory, but I just love that narrative part. But anyway, tell me your favourite parts, tell me your not so favourite parts, because why not? Let's just be all. Why not? Let's just talk about anything. Oh, but anyway, that's it for another little Manga Monday. And until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.